Good morning. This is Lori Russo, also known as the Badgerette from Badger Springs Middle School, with the promised video. I already took you through your gradebook setup, and during that video, I promised I would explain in further detail the other category. Remember, this only is if you weight your grades. So, if you do total points, there are some steps you can take to mimic the other category without creating one, but that's not what I'm going to be talking about today. So I've already set up my grade book so you can see that I have categories. I have 5 categories for my grades. You'll see that 4 of them have nothing in front of the word, but this last category has an asterisk in front of it. And that asterisk means that I have set the settings to exclude it from the grade calculations. Again, that was explained in the gradebook setup video. All right, so we're ready to start. I'm going to just collapse this for right now. All right, right now, the gradebook is set up to have assignments in order of when they're due. And you can see I've already set up assignments for this class. So what I'm going to do right now is add this assignment. So I'm going to go to the add button, and it's the same process as if you were adding an assignment with just a couple of different steps. Okay, additional steps. Internet's a little slow today. I apologize for that. All right. So one of the things that I did with my summer school students is I tested their Lexile levels. Since this is an English class, I wanted to make sure that they could handle the readings that were set forth. So again, I use the other category in a number of ways. I use it to share information with students, so I don't have. Sometimes it can be overwhelming to have to try to reach 36 students in a period. So if it's just something like I'm reporting back scores and I want them to know where their level is, and I want them to know what that level means. Like for instance, if I use the old CSAT, the old testing lingo where I said basic, far below basic, etc. Since that's what they really understand, I can actually give that information as well. But this one is just going to be simply, I'm going to call this Lexile level. Okay. I'm also going to actually be giving them their point total, but that's what I'm going to be initially doing. But I'm also going to be doing a grade level equivalent column as well. But I'm just going to show you with Lexile level today. So again, just like setting up a regular assignment, they took the assessment on Monday. Some of them took it on Tuesday. Some of them actually took it yesterday, and a couple are taking it today because that's just kids coming in and out for the initial summer school. All right, so I'm going to scroll down. I don't need to do anything here. Sometimes it's a real good idea to write yourself a note. It also this would only be seen by you, the teacher. If you write something in the portal description, this will like I'll copy and paste directions in there, but it'll give parents and the students some information about the assignment. So if they have any questions, they can always read the notes. You can refer them to the notes. I don't like to repeat myself, so I do a lot to where go to the notes. I'm going to put this in my end of term grade, obviously, but I'm going to click the other tab. Now, you could do either points or marks. It doesn't matter. I have some assignments to where I'll do marks. Like for instance, I have one mark set up to where I call it completion. If I choose that one, it's set to either be yes, a Y for yes, or an N for no. And I use that for if students need to turn in a specific paper and I'm trying to keep track of who's turned it in and who hasn't. That can be also another use for this other column. So what I'm going to do here is in the total points, I'm going to set that to 0. That's very important. It's excluded from the gradebook calculation, but you want it to be 0. The other thing that you need to set to 0 is this multiplier, because that is additionally telling the computer, the program, that you want that set to 0. All right. And we are going to save. We're going to save this video. All right. Or not the video, the grade, sorry. And then I'm going to close. There's a couple of little neat things about this. I actually set my gradebook to where it's color coded. So I use I put the settings on for if a student's passing an assignment, if a student's passing the class, it shows the scores are shown in green highlight. And if the student is not passing a section, not passing an assignment, it shows up in red. I'm going to demonstrate that in just a moment because it's a really good visual. Okay, so I'm still waiting for the computer, obviously. There we go. All right, and I'm going to demonstrate that just real quick. So, because there's a real neat feature that I want to show you. Okay, so let's just say I put in, sorry. So these are fake scores right now that I'm putting in. So that way you don't have access to student information. Okay. Anything a 5 or below is going to show up red because this assignment is set to 10 points. Anything above 5 is going to show up as green. And what you can see is, I want to get over to, you can see that every assignment that I put in is changing that language percentage. All right. And then now I'm getting to a listening and speaking. And then here's a writing. Okay. So that particular assignment is set up a certain way. That's why the 3 makes it green. It's set up to be a rubric. Okay, but I'm going to go back to the Lexile level because this is what I want to show you. So if I start putting in my scores for the Lexile level, I'm just putting in some random numbers, all right? But what I want to point out is, you see how it doesn't turn a color? It doesn't turn, it's still white. There's no highlight. That's a visual signal to you that that particular assignment is not included in the grade book. It's real easy to find those assignments because they're going to be fewer in nature. So I just wanted to make sure you could see that color coding. That's pretty much well it, you know. I really love this other tab. I use it for map scores. I use it for I've used it for keeping track of parent conference. I've used it for keeping track of lots of different things. Even though I put things into the intervention tab, you could actually have a parent contact column, and you can actually make notes in that. You know, you could call it parent contact 1. Well, the first time you make a parent contact, you would say put a Y in this column, and then you would put the time in the comments section, and you could even put the time, and you could even put the some brief notes. All right. Let's say this Lexile level, I had the student scored real low, and I talked to them, and I wanted them to retest. I could write myself a note that says retest or retested. So that lets me know, hey, listen, they had a little chat with me and they didn't do so well the first time because they didn't take it seriously. So it's just this is to make information for you to make your life easier so you don't have to remember everything, but it's also to make life easier for students. All right. So again, that's it. Good luck. Look forward to providing some additional videos.